Welcome everybody to another week of racing. Back again with the ISNF Next Gen Series. This time at Kansas. Should be some high speed, multiple lanes racing. Should make some exciting battles. In the booth with me is Rhea Ferris, the league owner. How's it going, Rhea?
I'm good, Francisco. How are you doing this afternoon?
Doing very well. Looking forward to the race as I see Mr. Rodrigo Novas back on top as he won last week's race, running the 54 if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he was driving the 54, subbing for Mr. Brian Chu last week, and he's actually got his own ride now with Stuart Haas driving the 41 Ford out there, Matty Moniak's team. So I think he earned that spot, didn't he?
Oh, guaranteed. I mean, being able to come into the league and pull off a win is pretty outstanding. You know, I know another driver that's done that, but but no, I mean, to be able to do that makes for a really skilled driver. As we ran along with them right now during practice, but this track is very interesting. The different lanes and the way the setup is. The high line I know was working the best in officials for tires and speed. It'd be interesting to see if that transitions with the weather we have for this race. Now, before we continue, I think we should take a look at this week's drivers.
Yep.
Alrighty, and that was a look at today's drivers. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look. We talked about the weather and how that plays a factor in some of these races, considering the conditions. With what we're dealing with today, you know, a little partly cloudy, 13 mile per hour. Wow, that's actually some strong mile per hour winds. 47% humidity and 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Obviously, Kansas is a mile-and-a-half track. Should make for see a little heat like that. I'm gonna say a little loose conditions. What do you think, Rio?
Yeah, it's going to be very slick and also breezy out there too. So between the wind and the heat, yeah, it's going to definitely make for an interesting race. So something definitely to watch out for.
Now, there are a few drivers that have found what you would call a rhythm at this track, and we have them here where we took the top six best average finishes, I believe, for this track. Is that correct?
Yeah, so it's the best average finishes among current drivers, and so active drivers in the league in the Cup Series with 3 or more starts at this track. And so that's what you're looking at now. So it's an interesting little nugget. I know Larry McReynolds, giving him credit, he does the Larry McNuggets. So I guess we're going to be doing, you know, ISNF nuggets or something. But anyway, we're call it the Pick Six. And those are your best drivers at this track coming into it with 3 or more starts.
That is actually really interesting. I see Charles Robertson, who's one of the fastest drivers in the field. Jalen Battle. I'm actually a little surprised with his finish here, but with such high speeds and the way things go here, it's really sometimes it does become unpredictable. Mr. Eugene Thorne.
And for the sound off on Jalen, he does have one win, and he does have one win at this track, and he's the only active driver in the Cup Series that actually does have a Cup win at Kansas. I think the other starts that he had were like DNFs, or he got tangled up in somebody else's dumpster fire, so that brought his average finish down. So I wouldn't rule him out, which I'm glad he did make the Pick Six, because he deserves to be there with a dub. But I like the dark horses here that we're looking at. I mean, we have the usual suspects in this Pick Six, right? A couple of them anyway, like Linus and Charles and Jalen. But look at P2 right there with 11.7 average finish. Eugene Thorne. I like that 21 car as a dark horse today. And in fact, he got P2 in stage 1 in the Xfinity race just a couple hours ago. Look for that 21 car to do some nice things out there today.
And you know, bringing this up, it's a really good opportunity for some of these racers to actually get a win and potentially lock themselves in the playoffs. I do know we have the playoff picture with four races remaining right here. So let's take a look at that. See, you know, who could potentially lock themselves in and who has to really work their way through the field.
I know I do. I'm 17 points out below the cutoff line. Michael Hagstrom's going to have to race me per se. You know, in many different ways. Isaac Wilson's going to have to race us because he's going to try to stay in it, right? He's literally the cutoff point. So, yeah, it's getting to where, you know, I know Casey's going to be absent the next 2 races. He does have 1 provisional left, so that will help him a little bit. But I'm thinking Casey will fall out. But with that said, Josh has had some bad races. Josh Grosso, in the last few races, he's gotten like some DNFs. If he has another string of DNFs, Josh can pretty much kiss that goodbye too. So it's getting kind of interesting there coming into it. Obviously, you have, you know, quite a few drivers locked in up there in the top. And the reason why the numbers are the way they are is because that's in the literal position of their current standing in the points. So like, for example, Joe Grijalva in the 51 car, yeah, he's locked in as of right now, but he's P29 in the points. Well, the rule book states that you have to be in the top 30. So Joe in that 51 car, he's actually fighting for just to stay relevant in that lock position in the top 30. So Joe may fall out of that lock position despite his win if he gets another DNF. So some things to watch out for there, guys.
That's honestly a very good point because we've seen him get involved in some wrecks in some of these races. And me personally, with him having that win, I would just kind of cruise around, get your top maybe 15s would be a comfortable place just to gain points and put a gap between you and the people behind you. Um, Now, with that being said, I mean, some of the names on here are pretty interesting. I mean, we got Michael Hagstrom in right at the cutoff line. Derek Cook is in as of this moment, and I've mentioned him all season long. How he's been consistent, clean. Casey was right there, but of course, like you mentioned, he's gonna be out, so it'll be tough for him to battle his way. But with 4 races remaining, it's still those. I'd say 10th, 11th, and that last position are all up for grabs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's interesting. And if you pull up the Kansas Speedway track facts illustration, you'll see here out of 4 ISNF Cup races that we have been to here at Kansas, we've had 3 different winners. So are we going to see a new winner today? Is that going to add to that playoff picture, change things up a little bit? It's possible. I mean, I don't know, but I mean, the average number of cautions here is only 8, and that's based on stats in the past without stage caution. So factoring that into the equation now, that would be a 10 if we were to have our average today. So I'm still thinking that it will be 8 even with the stages. So I'm going to go with over under at 8 even with the stages. I have faith in these guys that they can actually get out there and race. We had a very squeaky clean race in the truck series last night. We can do it again here. Average number of lead changes, guys, 22. So look for some battles up front. This is a good track to fight for P1 and those stage points that are very relevant going into that playoff picture that we just talked about. So, yeah, I mean, Linus Brostrom obviously holds a track record at 30.903. So see if he can shatter it here. Qualifying is about to start. I know you do have a couple of other nuggets, but you can always do those under caution if need be. But nice little kind of a pre-race show, track facts, nuggets, and whatever you want to call them, guys. I was happy to get that together for you guys so we have something to talk about, and hopefully we can continue that tradition on a little bit.
Yeah, it was actually really interesting to see some of the facts going into some of these races and see who's been good and who's out, and especially with the playoffs coming up to see who is really in and who has to be a little more careful with what their decision making is. Now let's see here.
And so just for the record, who you going to pick tonight based on this? You got the pick 6. Are you going to be picking one of those drivers to get the dub tonight, or are you going to go outside of the pick 6?
I'm gonna go outside with the pick 6 for the simple reason of the way this track is and knowing the line. There's one person that absolutely loves that line, and that is Jaxon Carr, running right up against the wall, doing the Kyle Larson line. The dude is at every track, loves to run the high line that I've seen him run at.
That's a solid pick, and he doesn't have a win this season. Yeah, he does. Actually, I take that back. Yes, he does have a win this season in the Cup Series. Yeah. I don't know who I'm going to pick, though. I'm thinking, and I know I'm putting a lot of pressure on Daniel Homer to get a win from Penske in the next 4 races so he can make the playoffs. But I'm not sure he's going to be able to get it done here. I don't mean to sound nationalist, but the Swedes typically don't do well here. So with that said, I'm going to go Jeff Weimer. I'm going to go my teammate Jeff Weimer. He's overdue. I think this is a good track for him. I think he's going to be able to get out there and get a dub tonight. And I like Eugene Thorne as my dark horse.
Speaking of Jeff Weimer, man, I love that paint scheme on that too.
Yeah, the E Cascadia Freightliner.
I remember running it on my car when I used to drive the two. Now, speaking of our picks and stuff like that, my pick is currently on number one. Uh, Jackson Carr at the top with a 31.18 being his best lap. So he's already letting it be known that he's got the speed. It'll be interesting to see how the actual race turns out. Now, what about you, Thomas? Who's your pick?
Well, my pick actually got picked by Rhea. I was actually going to go with Jeff Weimer. So with that, I think I might switch it up. I think Michael Hagstrom has been having very, very, very good races here lately. Just kind of gets caught up in other people's mistakes. I feel like this might fall into his wheelhouse. He was very good at Indy. He loves the tracks that are wide, that you really don't have to worry about checking up, slowing down too much. I kind of think he's going to win it. Dark Horse. See, Rhea picked my Dark Horse at Eugene. You know what? I'm going to go with Michael. Mike Iskandar. I'm going to go Mike and Mike. That's what I'm going to do.
That's a good one right there. For me, Dark Horse, I think I'm going to go with... You know what? My Dark Horse is going to be Brian Chu this week.
Oh, sorry, Brian.
But yeah, I mean, with everybody out qualifying, it seems like most of the drivers are finishing up. Daniel Homer's still out there trying to increase his position. Oh man, Kansas is one of those tracks where it's kind of a love-hate relationship. You love it because it's some exciting racing, but you hate it because the moment a wreck happens, it's like, well, I am out of this race.
So what's our race settings going into this? We have 4 extra sets of tires, 60% fuel, what, a 17x max incident limit, and
stages are 40 and 80.
Yeah, stages
and 134 laps.
Yes, sir. Well, we have our starting grid up and ready to go. As we take a look at your starting order here, we will start top of the charts here. One of the hometown heroes, Jaxon Carr from Des Moines, Iowa, just straight north on 35. He is one of our hometown heroes, so he has the pole. And we have James Bowles on his outside starting P2. We have Linus Broström from Sweden starting P3, and Charles Roberson to his outside in P4. Danny Solo, another Swede, right behind Linus in the number 4 car starting 5th tonight. Joe Grijalva in the 51 starting P6. Blake Lothian, one of the SRX drivers in real life, he's starting P7 tonight in car number 14. And his teammate to his outside, Rodrigo Novaes from Brazil, is last week's winner. So he's starting P8. Daniel Homer starting P9 in the Penske 22. And Cody McCorkle driving the 45-2311 car starting P10. Jalen Battle starting P11. And Tristan Rivers with a nice qualifying effort tonight starting P12. Moving on to row number 7, we have Michael Hagstrom and Christian Delgado. Christian Delgado from Abilene, Kansas, just about an hour and a half west of here. And we've got Rosa Laszlo from Hungary, from Budapest, Hungary, starting P15. Josh Grosso from, I forget actually where he's from. Josh Grosso is starting P16. Kiko Garcia from Spain, P17. And Brian Chu starting 18th tonight. George Kovacic from Florida starting P19, and Jeff Weimer to his outside in P20. Roberto Moda starting 21st, and yours truly, Rhea Fair, starting 22nd. Eugene Thorne, I should say, starting 23rd. He's from Canada, and Marcus Hagman from Sweden starting 24th. Guys?
Right after them, you got Mr. Shane Griffin in the 7 starting 25th. Mark Gonzalez, who is extremely fast at some of these tracks, in the 99 starting 26th. Isaac Wilson, as you know, he is right on the cutoff line, in the 43 starting 27th. Johnny Castle in the 34 starting 30th. And I accidentally skipped over Thomas Stanley, my own fellow broadcaster, in the 6th starting 28th. Joey Moines in the 42 starting 29th. Johnny Castle in the 34 starting 30th. Michael Iskandar in the 1 starting 31st. Christopher Maastricht in the 17 starting 32nd. Casey Thompson in the 3 starting 33rd. Bob Wyckoff in the 78 starting 34th. And that will actually do it for our grid for today's race. Should be an exciting race, as I mentioned. High speeds, multiple lanes.
I feel like the high lane's going to be where it's at, though.
I honestly feel like it should be some very clean racing, and the reason for that is because it's really a single lane where you kind of have to follow the leader and just really let the tires kick in before you really start to make moves, in my opinion. That, or you're going to have everybody just be over aggressive and try and do slide jobs the entire race. Your thoughts?
I 100% agree. Sorry, my car did not want to start. But I do agree. I know you can definitely run top, middle, high side. I feel like turn 2 might get a little sketchy, and coming out of turn 4. So those are definitely going to be the spots to watch. I will say, as far as paint schemes go, I have the best one.
We'll go ahead and take a look at it after we get going green, as there are some really nice paint schemes out there. They approach the restart zone, and green flag is out. Away we go.
It is quite dusty.
I'm noticing right now. And you're seeing everybody spread out very quickly. Everybody's kind of keeping it clean. Nothing too... Oh, they're dooring each other already. They're 3 wide. Hold on to it, fellas.
Yeah, it's a little spicy up there.
They were 4 wide for an instant.
I will say, with it being dusty like this, the track is very kind of like you're driving on ice.
You know, we mentioned how people were going to drive this track. I think it was option 2 they chose.
Yes, I 100% agree.
By the way, Jaxon Carr just checked out early on.
I mean, as far as my strategy, I'm just gonna ride around, hopefully not get caught up in anything.
Ooh, I do like that paint scheme.
It's a good one. I am pretty proud that Angel's missing right now. No offense, Angel, but this paint scheme is one of my favorites.
Nah, I will say the biggest thing... Oh, 14's in the wall. The biggest thing these drivers should be worrying about, that right rear tire.
Yes.
Because me and you, for anybody that doesn't know, me and my fellow broadcaster Thomas, we typically run officials trying to build I rating and just trying to compete, and we'll go out, test setups, and we've seen how these right rears, once they wear, the car just becomes an absolute menace to the car.
Yeah, it once it wears, no matter how fast you think you are, you're having to back off a lot more. The car becomes very, very loose very quickly. So it's kind of wondering to see who's going to push it and kind of get those tires a little warmer than they want.
Seems like everybody's kind of settling down just a bit.
They are door in 3 wide back here where I'm at.
Now, I feel like the lines you want to run here is either right up against the wall or kind of arc it into the corner and hook that white line, because that white line will help you turn. Now, don't go too far over that white line, because if you do, me and you have both seen it as the 51 and the 14 doored each other a little bit.
Yeah, if you hit, just go a little underneath that white line, your car becomes very, very loose very quickly. As we're talking about loose, it looks like Casey's kind of struggling a little bit back here, getting loose in the corners.
Oh, that's another interesting fact about this track is you pointed it out when we were testing my setup, that if you go on the seam in 1 and 2, the car really, and I mean really, gets loose on you on entry. As I think that's what's happening with Casey, because he's riding the seam exactly.
Yeah, been watching him past couple laps, trying to, I know Casey isn't the best driver, but he does real good when he's around drivers that know how to drive. He kind of watches their lines, so hopefully with him running behind me and then also Marcus Hagman, he kind of gets it figured out a little bit.
I will say some of these drivers are really pushing these cars. And I will say this, at this track, if you see someone run the opposite line of you, and you know you're gonna be faster, but yet they're gonna slide up and try and block you, my best advice is just give a small checkup and let them up. You'll be able to pass them a lot quicker later on. Not worth the wreck.
Yep, and as we were talking about going a little underneath that white line, it looked like Marcus Hagman did that, upset the car a little bit, saved it of course, but definitely had the wiggle, let out of it a little.
As everybody has caught Jaxon Carr, and they're gonna start battling him for that lead.
Now my thing is with Jaxon getting that really big lead, do you think he was pushing and burnt his stuff too much?
Could be.
And
I mean,
not
here
saving?
could be, because his lap times were running about 3 to 4 tenths faster than the guys behind him. But yet again, he was in clean air and they were battling side by side. So as everybody seems to, I really like how you can run low, middle, or high here.
This is true, and not only that, but you have multiple grooves in those 3 groups. Like you have, if you're running the bottom, you can run the white line. You can run a little higher, which is where I'm kind of liking right now. As just kind of riding around. You can also run the middle high, and then high, and then of course you got your Kyle Larson scraping the rear fender off.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not one that's a fan favorite of the high line, because I really can't drive it. But I'm not gonna lie, Kansas is one of the tracks where I honestly could. Because I think the 36 guys will walk pretty good. But that's the as up front. Now James Bowles has gotten into second place, trying to get a position from Jaxon Carr. Ooh, as a 51 puts himself into the wall. James should be able to get him here. Yep, side by side. During they touched a little.
That is one thing I will say. This track is very wide, but
Dooring one another again.
Dooring, yep, Dooring. It has become a thing that I have noticed here. Just kind of don't know if they're just trying to take the air off of each other, bump them just to get a good run.
Well, James Bowles was able to secure the lead, but Jaxon Carr is going to be underneath entering turn one, but I don't think he's going to have enough momentum. I think James running that high line should be able to get a run off and clear him unless Jaxon goes up, side drafts him, but he's not going to be able to, and he is falling back from first, and he is already dropping to third or fourth.
I mean, we are 18 laps into it. I will say the tires are... I mean, if you're pushing real hard, I want to say your tires are probably close to being toast.
Yeah. Well, at least not right rear. And I think...
I mean,
if,
I know at least for me, I'm kind of taking it easy. I'm just kind of riding. I think the car feels perfect right now, but of course, not driving too hard. Trying to keep it away from everyone, off of everyone.
I'm in Jackson's point of view. Yeah, so he's gotten to the point where that right rear is kind of burns up a little because once he gets back in the gas, it over rotates and starts to turn left, and does not want to turn, while the 51 is going up the track. James Bowles, I think, burned himself up too because he is dropping back as well.
Yeah, this track, especially with as hot as it is right now, definitely going to be a who can save the best, which, I mean, it's not too hard to save tires here. If that's the case, if it does come down to that strategy, I may want to switch my dark horse from Mike Iskandar to Hagstrom, or Hagman. But I'll stick with Iskandar and that number 1 car back here.
Seems like everybody's kind of getting filed out slowly, finding their place. Now, the winner of last week's race, he is already back up front. I'm assuming the one had a little incident.
The one and the 70 both bounced off the wall.
And they just doored each other, and the one ends up in the wall hard.
Not the place I want to be right now with all that.
Well, it seems like they got it figured out. Tell me, what's the fuel window in these cars at this track? About 30, 40 laps?
Give me 1 second here. Don't want to kill Bob. Let's see here. We are on... As of right now, I have 15 laps to go.
So about 40.
But of course, I'm also running kind of easy. I'm not really running too hard. We do only have a few laps, or a few tires for the whole race, so I'm trying to take it easy. That way I can kind of make sure I have a set of tires for the end, if I make it that far, of course.
Well, I'll tell you this. Jaxon and James are kind of falling back. They're both at the edge of the top 10, under attack from a bunch of like fast drivers that are just coming after them. So I honestly think they did burn their... James burnt his stuff up trying to run down the 8, in my opinion. And the 8 burnt his stuff up getting too far of a lead.
Yeah, I will say, just from my point of view right now, the guy that is on the move is Marcus. Was back here with me. He has moved his way up, battling in a big group of cars right now.
Well, the one thing with Marcus is he's very patient.
Yes.
He likes to set up the move and wait for you to make just a little bit of a mistake to give him enough room to make the pass. Seems like Jalen is coming for that number 4 for the 3rd position, and he should be able to get him, I think, on the exit of turn 2.
Yeah. I mean, Jalen is very, very good at these style of tracks. Loves the 1.5 mile tracks.
I will say Kansas is a really good, for the people that are into iRacing and into getting their iRacing up, Kansas, if it goes well, it's a very good track. I know the race I've done, I've gone up 50, 50, 50, but I've had 2 bad races and I've lost 100 in each, so it's just a matter, it's basically like Daytona or Talladega. Just avoid the wrecks and you'll be good.
As we're speaking of that, looks like you check to make sure the wall was still there.
Moines has gone around. Ooh, it's something had to have happened to Rodrigo, because Moines just passed him, gapped him, and now he is under attack from the 4. Like the 4 should be able to make a pass on him on the exit of turn 2.
Now it does. I mean, with them battling like they are, do you think it would be smart for them to try to just slack off a little bit?
Well, here's the thing. When does the competition caution come out? Or not competition caution, but the stage end?
Stage ends at lap 40, so we are coming up on it.
Ooh, that is interesting. And the reason I say that is if you can only go 40 laps, they closed pit road 2 laps before.
Yes. I was going to say, because I have 6 laps or about 7 laps left of fuel right now. As I say that, the yellow.
Who brought it out? Bob?
No, it actually looked like it was in front of me. It looked like it was the 51.
Yep. Him and Marcus. Ooh. I think that might have just I think Marcus might have gotten a meatball from that. 3 wide
That I
action.
don't. Yep, they did mic up and say 3 wide, so
42 of Joey Maines, 51 of Joe, and the 10 of Marcus Hagner. So let's see, Joe. I think Joe was trying to give room to the 42 up top and made contact with the 10, and they kind of got stuck together, and away they went. But the thing with that is the 10 hit like right on the right wheel. So we went 35 laps green. I think that's honestly the longest green flag run we've had.
this year, yeah. To be fair, from me sitting back here, just seeing, running around, there was a lot of really, really good racing going on. As we talked about tires, I actually was burning my right front up, not my right rear.
Now, here's another interesting part, by the way. This will not count as a stage caution.
No.
So it's going to be like a 2-lap shootout.
This is true. Worst part is hopefully the people that stayed out, because there was a decent amount, are in saving mode. That way they can kind of make sure they make it. I know for some reason I definitely was burning up my right front. So if everyone else was kind of in the same boat I was, long green flags definitely could be something to watch.
Now, I believe everybody's just going to run it out. There's multiple people that pit. Honestly, oh man, this really becomes a thing of track position versus stage points. In my opinion, track position here is a lot more important than the stage points.
That I agree with you. Especially, I mean, there's some people that just know they're going to be in the playoffs, so they don't really need stage points.
Because coming to the line, it's going to be a 3-lap shootout. The tires in these cars, they're not going to wear out enough. As there was a big checkup on that start, and green flag is out again. Oh, there was a massive checkup.
It looks like someone got loose.
No, they brake checked. Somebody hit the brakes, and it was a chain reaction on the inside. Ooh, the 4 gets to the wall kind of hard. Oh, boys, fellas. 36 gave a shot, and the 36 is gonna...
Ooh, looks like a 77 hit the 9.
Seems like we got a lot of fans for the 51 in the chat today.
There is, oh, they're wrecking in front of me.
Now this will count. Oh, I hear the tire screeching.
Yes.
My fellow broadcaster, are you still alive?
I am. Very scary. But I am alive. It literally was right in front of me.
go. Ooh, 3 wide situation again. Between the 15, the 9, and the 7 gets caught up.
Yep. Honestly, if you
Let's see here.
go, I would definitely go on board with me.
So 15's running in the middle. Oh, I think the 7 had a slow exit. The 9 came down to kind of avoid him. And he ended up getting into the 15. What happened with the 7?
I think
Oh,
he
he
hit
got
the
into the
wall.
wall. He got into the wall, came down, and everybody was trying to avoid him. And yeah, got into the 15th, and they put it in. Yeah. Now let's ride along with you.
I was gonna say it was right in front of me. For once, I missed a wreck. Don't know how.
Oh, well, do you have any damage at all? Because it shows, like on my screen, it shows you hit him a little bit on your front end, but we all know how the front end is basically indestructible.
I didn't. I had like a couple seconds of damage. I don't know if that was from tapping him or if like maybe like hitting the wall, because I have hit the wall, of course.
Now this is the stage caution. Gonna shift up the order a lot, to be honest.
Yes, yes, it is. I will say, pretty proud. Delgado, he's definitely one of the hometown guys here. Sitting P2. Not exactly where I want to be. Up in the middle of the stuff. But there's no doubt in my mind, should be able to get some good green flag runs back going here.
Getting ready to go green once again.
I'll let everyone go by. They seem like they're more in a hurry than I am. Woo! Getting a little spicy up there. Look like Chris in the 17. And not exactly sure who else that was.
I'm looking further up, man. These leaders, they love to push the envelope. Makes for some great racing, though.
Yeah, I'm just trying to let everyone go by. Giving everyone kind of.
Oh,
And they're wrecking again.
Oh, he saved it. I am honestly surprised the caution came out for that.
I know all I saw was smoke coming, so
Yep, it was the 22 and the 23, I believe, that brought out that caution. So 23 slides in, gets into the 22 once, goes beneath the apron, gets up into him. How did that bring out a caution? Yeah, that's the only incident on track. And that brought out a caution. Oh, yeah.
it might have been because he was completely sideways.
True. Still, though, I've seen cars flipping and a caution doesn't come out.
This is very, very true. Ooh, Bob's getting the lucky dog here. I feel like once we can kind of set down and kind of spread out, the racing will get better.
Well, I mean, we saw the first run how it did. It's just a matter of repeating it. Now, as we have time, let's take a look at the manufacturer. I mean, I see a lot of Chevys up front. Got some Toyotas, a little bit of Fords. One of the other little facts that Rhea has given us is the winners based on the manufacturers championship heading into week 16. And if we take a look, you can see that Ford has won 6 of the races, Chevy has won 5, and Toyota has won 4. So very, very spread out.
This is it is very spread out.
Now, if you look at teams, Stuart Haas has won 4, Colleague Racing has won 3, Joe Gibbs has won 3, Hendrick 1, RWR 1, RFK 1, 23XI 1, RCR 1.
I'm trying to get our RFK their second win here. Probably not. I am not very fast. The one that is surprising is Colleague, but I think all 3 of those came from Linus, correct?
I believe so, yes.
I was gonna say, I thought he was the one that as one of the ones that has multiple wins on the season.
Yes, because he won at Richmond. He won at I think he's won like 2 or 3 if I'm not mistaken. Actually, I have the playoff right here. Yeah, he has 3 wins.
You want to mute me real quick on your side so I can talk in.
Roger that. As we are getting ready to take the green flag once again. Green flag is out. Delgado out in the lead. That's a new face up front. And Brian Chu, my dark horse, sitting in third. And caution is back out. Oh, that did not look good. Let's see. Ooh, right off the start. What happened there? Seemed like it all started with a 42. Chase. Oh, massive checkup. One got slammed into the wall. Did he miss a shift? Well, no, the 20 like got a slow start, but then it seemed like the 21 just did not go. Like if he missed a shift and then everybody just kind of piled in. I know the 11 turned the 45. It wasn't as big as it seemed. It was okay. The 21 definitely took the worst of that, but not too bad. I think he doesn't have a meatball, so he should be good. Already on lap, I will say, man, this race is going by quick. We're almost well, around lap 50, but if we get a green flag run, it kind of goes by really fast here. Well, let's see. Everybody pitted. There's some people that pitted lap 49, which is right now. 44, 39. Ooh. The people that pitted lap 39, unless they're saving, I don't think they can make it. To be fair, though, I was about to say, to be fair, we haven't had a green flag run. We've had back-to-back cautions right off the start. Delgado is still in the lead. Should be interesting. Yeah, he is. Him and Brian Chu are running the very inside. And you know what? I can... No, he definitely is, because he's going about 60, letting off. He's staying in fifth. But I don't think he's shutting it down. I think he's just kind of just staying in fifth, coasting it. As they're getting ready to go green once again. Green flag is out. The inside line got a pretty decent start compared to the outside. Brian Chu looking to see if he can make a pass for second. But I think the outside line's going to be able to hold them off. Especially with Jalen Battle and Linus up there. Thought I heard a car turn. Up here, the battle is actually through the top and the racing super aggressive. I just realized that when you had told me to mute, I never unmuted you. My apologies.
Oh.
I will say this, the 23 really sends it in there. Into the corner.
Yes. So does his teammate in the 45.
Oh,
as
big
they're
wreck. I saw the 20.
Unfortunately,
I think it was a 3 wide.
Yep. Charles just mic'd up and said it was his fault. Looked like it was the 20 and the 2.
And the 51. He didn't seem to get too bad, but... Oh, he got loose on exit? Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, he simply got loose on exit, hooked the 2, put him into the wall, and then the 51. 51 should be good. Just got a little front end damage. Now, does the 2 have major damage?
I didn't look like it whenever I passed him.
Hit that right front pretty decently. Oh, no, yeah, he's gonna be hurting. The one came in late and doored him. T-boned him.
I mean, I will say I definitely parted the sea on that one. Don't know how I missed it. So
oh, there was so much smoke he couldn't see. He was hitting the brake, but he has already committed.
I will say it was called out that there was a car up top. But very unfortunate for him. He was my dark horse pick.
I really think we need to get at least 5 to 10 laps green, and we'll be able to get another long green flag run in. Now, you know what's crazy? With all these cautions, Christian Delgado is still in the lead. That's because he has a lot of damage on that right side of that car. Believe the lights should go on the pace car this time by.
Yep. And of course, unfortunately, Tristan Rivers hit the pit cone, so he is getting a drive-through penalty. So things might get a little spicy with Tristan being on the high side with that black flag.
I mean, as long as he goes out and he finds like a little bit of gap, it shouldn't be too bad. But I mean, at the same time, we all know how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, the people that were behind me were definitely pushing like crazy. I mean, I understand why they're pushing, but then again, still early. Definitely do not want to, cause any issues.
Ooh, Troy got loose and put himself into a wall. Luckily, he kept it straight. That could have been real bad. Pushed a little too hard, and he got loose on exit. I'm not gonna lie, that's a common theme at this track, though. So. Ooh, Tristan Rivers crashed.
No.
Or did he just miss pit entry?
No. He was getting ready to pit. There was a good gap, and
he got rear-ended.
George rear-ended him. Didn't hear him mic up.
I just supposed to have taken the lead from Christian Delgado by running the fastest lap of the race, as I might add, but Christian not giving it out without a fight. I'll say that 41's also looking for that first place position as well, as he's right there in the mix.
Danny Solo is
51
very loose.
Yeah, I think the 51 got into him just a little bit. I'm gonna go back and take a look at that because I want to see.
They look like they're getting a little spicy, so.
Ooh, it looked like the 4 tried sliding up, but got loose, and then. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
They're
I think my fellow broadcaster is having connection issues.
Yes, yes, I am. It would be.
Oh, he is still having good vision.
Am I alive yet?
There you go, buddy. Weird. I think Charles just might have had issues too, because he's gone.
Or did he DQ?
No, I want to say he might have.
Nope, he dropped. Yep, he
Packet
dropped
loss.
due to packet loss.
Yep.
I'm surprised I have not.
Danny Solo's the next one blinking.
I'll attempt to fix mine once I come down pit road.
You know, Christian Delgado is actually holding out these drivers really good, and he's still in third.
Yeah, I will say I definitely dislike iRacing's new update of saying abnormal lap.
Oh, I agree with you 100%.
Because I don't understand why I keep getting that. I mean, I'm not blinking anymore. But whatever.
As long as it doesn't glitch out and say you didn't even run the lap, you're good. Sad part is,
at this particular point, I would take it said I am a lap ahead of everyone. That would be perfectly fine with me. Because honestly, it's probably the only way I will win one of these races with the talent that we have here.
I agree. You have a league filled with some very talented drivers. So it's such a talented league that even the broadcaster's talented.
Oh, not really. I am not talented. But I figure, you know, driving the 6 RFK Guardian of the Galaxy car, might as well try to put on a good show.
.41 is in the lead, battling with a 16 of Linus, and them two are kind of pulled away from Jaxon Carr. Now, I wonder if Jackson's burning up the stuff to keep up with him. We saw how the first run went. It seems like with Jaxon, though, that he'll, on the first run, initially, he'll burn his stuff up, but he learns what he's doing wrong and adjusts for the longer run, the next run.
Yeah, I mean, he is one of the fast drivers that ISNF has in the league. Definitely puts on a show, so. All I gotta say is, with this being broadcasted, Chris, whenever you go back and watch the broadcast, I feel like I'm faster than you, but I can't pass you, so there's that.
I don't know. Looks like there's a gap.
I'm letting that gap be there.
Oh. I think the 45 got into a wall.
Good news is we are coming up on the stage.
I am not gonna lie, this race has gone by insanely fast.
To be fair, broadcasting. This has been a really, really good race. Even with the little hiccups of yellows, it hasn't really been horrible.
Well, you're looking at about 31, 32 seconds of lap time, so let's say about 2 laps a minute. 2 laps a minute. 134 divided by 2. You're looking at about 67. So an hour and 7 minutes. That's a fast race. Typically, these races take about 2 hours.
Yeah, and you also gotta, I mean, we got, what, at least 2 cautions we know of that we're gonna have. We also had, what, 3 others?
Yeah, and even then,
4 others?
they happen like right back to back to back.
Now, would it be bad to bump my team owner out of the way?
Nah. He would respect you. It's, how I put it. You gotta take initiative for points.
Yeah, but this is true. Team points. Team Dragon.
Chris, just know, return for you.
Oh my god.
Oh, he smacked the wall hard. Broadcaster's curse?
I don't know. No, I think that's a a lag issue. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with, a lag issue.
Man, he hit that wall hard.
That is actually the 5th time he has done that hard. So I am a little curious on how good the car's handling right now.
Well, I mean, if it's still turning and he's hit it 5 times like that, I'd say fantastic.
Looks like everyone is super slow right now. Oh my god, Chris. Stop trying to kill me. I'm just trying to drive my race. Worst part is I feel like I'm faster than the 4 in front of me right now.
Well, remember, the guys in front of you do have damage. Oh, as the 23 nearly comes up into the center.
I feel like this is what this race has become. Like, how many times can people wreck in front of me and I can avoid it? Like, that's what this race is.
Lap 80 has gotten here. Caution is out. And this is the 6th caution.
Not bad.
Granted-
Rhea did say 8.
Now, granted, 2 of them were stage cautions, so technically 4.
I am pretty proud of myself. I did make it in front of Chris. I wasn't quite able to make it past Bob, unfortunately. But I will say, as far as racing has gone, this has actually been one of the funnest races that I have been a part of.
I'll tell you this. As everybody's coming down pit road, smart move. Now, if it goes green from here on, they're going to have to make a green flag pit stop.
Yes. I don't think anyone can save that much. If they do, I would like them to teach me.
Now,
Because
here's the thing. With the amount of laps, you're looking at pitting at about 12 laps to go. You split it.
oh yes, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be splitting it in there just to make it.
I mean, you kind of have to be honest, because if you wait till lap 12, everybody's going to that pit before you is going to be probably like 5 seconds ahead of you, depending on how far back they were. But those fresher tires are going to be insanely valuable at the get-go of the run if you split it compared to the people that just try and run it dry.
But I mean, the people that have saved, tires, of course, you have 2 more sets of tires. If you haven't, most people I feel like probably have 3 left. So you're getting not only that little extra, it that's really going to be your fall sign of where you're, when you pit, uh, especially if you have 2 sets left, you might split it in half and then hope for another caution later on.
There's a lot of strategies that could go into this race right now.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I actually have never been this close to being actually good. Especially at a track like this, I have no speed whatsoever. But this has been a very, very clean race. I mean, you do have your little hiccups of people bumping each other and all that. But other than that, it actually has been a fairly good race.
Well, the thing is, you have your tough racing that's just dooring one another, but it's not causing big pile-up wrecks that takes out some of the competitive drivers at the beginning or midway through the race. Like, here, it really is coming down to, like, the fastest in the field. It's not like, oh, it's because you survived.
Yes, which is why I'm a little confused on why I am as high up as I am. Because I really shouldn't be this high.
Rhea's sitting in 13th. Bob Wyckoff is sitting in 20th. I mean, 20th. 14th. He's up 20 spots.
It was like, I'm sitting in 20. I'm in a Stewart Haas Racing almost sandwich, except for got Kiko behind me. Woo, about messed up. About shifted her down into first gear right there.
You would have been fine.
Yeah, that would have been the next caution. Which still could probably be the next caution.
Green flag is out. Right back in the lead with a great restart. 16 is going to fall in second. Jaxon Carr in third. Jalen Battle for fourth.
Is trying to wreck. Not exactly what I wanted to do.
Looks like he held on to it.
He did. Did a very, very good job. I, on the other hand, messed up my corner. About took George out, unfortunately.
We ride along with our leader around the track as they come around to take lap 87.
As there's a caution.
Yellow flag is out. Ooh, the 51's involved.
Today has not been his day.
No, and we had talked about it before. Let's see what happened here. Oh, so it started in front of him with Christian. let's see. So he got loose. Oh no. Oh, okay. So he tried. Assuming he thought he was clear, came down onto the 15. And then what happened with? I think the 34 was trying to avoid him, and Joe got caught up.
It kind of looks like, was that a little net code?
Between who?
Nope. The 77 and the 15.
Ooh, and it gives a shot to the 7. Yeah, the 51 has not had a good race, but it seems like each wreck he has been in has been minor damage.
Yes, this is true, but with a 17X, every X counts, especially on a track like this. So it is kind of curious what he's at.
Just as we were about to drive along with them, alrighty, so the 41's still in the lead. I will tell you this, if he wins again, I don't think there's any other driver that has shown dominance like that. And
Yeah,
just
I mean,
because Rio watched the broadcast, and I love the league owner. Nobody's ever done that in this league, unlike me. For anybody that doesn't know, I used to race in this league. I was, I believe, season 3 or season 2 champion.
Season 2.
Retired.
On top.
Won the championship in the trucks and the Cup Series. But now honestly it was the first league I've ever raced in. So if anybody ever looking for like something to get into, feel free to join. They're always looking for racers for their trucks, Xfinity Series, and I can honestly say that's where I started. And look at me now.
Same.
Wrecking on Rotopro.
That's the way to do it. You know, if I get a good finish today, I might have to start making Angel miss some more races. Just so I can drive the 6. Apparently the 6 is my number.
Apparently so. Now it seems like, I will say the 41 and 8 have been very close this whole pace lap. Green flag is out, and away they go. It's funny how last week the outside line was dominant, and this week it's the inside. Jalen moving up to second. Now, important note about this. The cautions we are having. Oh,
I just
14,
got the
14 and
41.
a 4.
Oh, 14, that's my bad. And a 4.
All of them
Doing
are the wall.
teammatey thingies.
Now, with these cautions, I wonder if people are saving to see if maybe they can make it to the end. But even then, I think it's way too much to save.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's way too much. I mean, we got 43 laps to go. Now if you have we get another caution, maybe you could save, but at what cost, honestly?
Going through the track cameras, and man, the different lines everybody runs is absolutely amazing.
I will say, Kiko is giving George no room at all. As much as I want a good finish and run up front and fight, I just feel like I'm obligated to let people running for the championship by,
Oh,
or at least
Brian
trying to
is
make
off.
it into the. Ooh, someone's spinning. Caution.
I think it's Bob. Yeah, I saw the 54 in the wall. I want to say it might have started with that. Oh no. Not sure if. Oh, Bob got loose and went down onto the 23. Oh, and he got back in pretty good too. Everybody coming down pit road, getting fuel. I wonder if they're going to take tires, because I guarantee you some people are running low on tires already. If not, this might be the last set some people take.
I'm actually gonna save mine, or not, apparently. Okay, cool, iRacing. Apparently I'm gonna take lefts. So apparently that's a thing. Mic up again.
Alrighty. Now, interesting. Eagle Garcia stayed out. Now, we saw Christian earlier be able to hold off the field for a while. I wonder if he's trying to do the same thing. Now, do we think it's gonna go green the rest of the way? I really hope so, because the racing has been really good. And I would really like tire saving to play a factor. Once again, I muted you and forgot to unmute.
What a rookie.
Well, to be fair, you do not tell me. We're getting ready to go green. This restart should really be interesting based on old tires, new tires, and how it goes as they're getting ready to go green, and away they go. Ooh, that leader was able to get a nice start. That outside line, not so much. Kind of messed lines up, and they're immediately going 3 wide.
Casey's
Jaxon.
loose. Oh, was that Jaxon?
Jaxon Carr was loose.
Wasn't for sure.
Fours
It
in
kind
the
of looked
wall.
like I just about got taken out by the 23. Oh, why everyone is so spicy right now?
Looks like they're gonna hold on to it.
Like they don't need spicy right now. Guys,
Isaac
like,
Wilson gets. Oh, that was close between the 42 and the 43. I really think.
I just want to save.
I really think people should kind of ease up just a little bit and just kind of. Because you're talking about a full run here. These tires are gonna kick in.
Yeah. I mean, trying to let people pass on the high side should have been easy. So many people hit the wall.
Isaac Wilson got.
As there's a wreck.
Oh, and he gets destroyed by the 21. He's not gonna be happy about that. Let's take a look.
Why does all the wrecks have to happen in front of me? What is this going on?
Broadcaster's curse. You know what happened with him? Isaac was riding the seam.
Was he?
Yep, and he was just loose the entire corner.
I mean, I guess I could come in now and get my right side tires.
Ooh, the 23 nearly hit him. The 78 nearly hit him. But Eugene Thorne is the one that got him.
Really?
Yes.
I actually passed Eugene.
Oh, he was he was second guessing where to go because the smoke was all over. So he kept going left, right, and he ended up running right into him. Oh, that's unfortunate. Sometimes that's just the way it goes, though.
That's the way the cookie crumbles. There's a car backwards on pit road.
Who we got? Who is it?
I think it's
34.
Bob.
There's no way you could pit backwards on here.
No.
Oh, it'd be awesome if you could. Like in real NASCAR where they just do the pit stop.
Yeah. Unfortunately, if you're too forward, too back. Who actually helped him?
That is a good question. I honestly don't know. Man, I'll tell you this, the top 5, yeah, top 5 is a pretty, oh, I thought the 4 had beef with the 14.
No, they're definitely
teammates.
teammates. They're probably just goofing around.
30 laps to go. Oh, we got people cheering for the 41.
I will say that 41 is that because it's what, Roberto, right?
Rodrigo.
Or Rodrigo, sorry. I knew it started with an R. I couldn't 100% remember, but the past 2 weeks he has been something. I mean, last week definitely dominated Dover. Unfortunately, he was driving the 54 car. This week, he's in a good car.
I wonder if he races officials, because I feel like the name rings a bell, but I don't think I've ever raced him.
That I have no idea. But it would be nice to, if he does run some officials, to get in there and run with them.
Yeah, the only issue with that is whenever I run officials, I get taken out.
Same. I'm right there with you.
Except at Dover. Dover, I find a way.
Yeah, I got taken out at the NIS race here at Kansas, crew chief for a guy, and he ended up getting 6th. Now, I do have a question. Is Josh still on track?
Hey, he's running 7th.
He is someone that we normally is up there. I wonder if he's just trying to take it easy. That way he makes it to the end of the race. He's had a couple strings of bad luck lately.
I was about to say, usually he is running up front. We talk about him quite a bit. Today, he's been kind of in the shadows.
Which may be a good thing, to be honest. With, honestly, probably, yeah. Definitely missed my shift there. That's awesome.
They're 3 wide already.
I guess someone should put some rookie stripes on my car.
On it.
To be fair, I have
4 is in the wall.
Oh, I have fresh tires. I'm just trying to. At this particular moment, I'm just letting them burn their stuff.
I'll tell you this: if a caution comes out with 15 to go, and all these drivers took their last set, they're in trouble.
Yes.
Rhea Ferris, we haven't talked about her much today, but she's running 16. Michael Axel right in front of her, 15. A lot of drivers are just making leeway, just kind of working through the shadows. Being patient, just staying out of trouble. Ooh, it's a 16 of the 41 make contact.
So if I finish ahead of Marcus, does that count as a win for me? Like, I feel like that's a win.
I'm generally surprised Marcus is that far back right now. But yet again, he did get involved in a wreck, if I'm not mistaken.
He actually got involved in 2 of them. One of them, they were wrecking in front of him. He didn't quite get slowed down in time. Ended up getting in the back of Casey.
The 16 and the 41 are racing very close to one another. The 4 in the wall again.
Yeah, he's as he put it, ran out of talent today. So. I will say Isaac is running that wall, making some really good moves.
Man, he really is Kyle Larsoning that wall.
Yeah, almost to the point that he's Ross Chastaining it. To be on of how it, or at least how it looks. Could be wrong, but it definitely looks like he is very far up there.
Now I'll say this: the 16 and the 41 are battling for the past 3 to 4 laps. I really gotta wonder how hard they're pushing their cars and how much they're burning the tires.
As Casey came back up on track.
He is good though, kept it straight.
Yep. Him and Isaac kind of got into it a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Woo, George hit right underneath that line a little bit. You know, if I was faster, this would be more entertaining of a broadcast because I could be broadcasting what the front guys are doing, not mid-pack.
Well, I'll tell you this, there's a lot of action going up front.
There's a lot of action everywhere, like,
very true.
Just from where I'm sitting, I mean, me and George are battling right now. Is he a playoff driver? Or is he on the bubble?
I can check right here. He is... No, he's not a playoff driver.
Is he a bubble driver?
Nope.
Okay.
Race him to your
He
heart's
was.
content.
I was going to say, if he was, I wasn't going to race him as hard. I'm trying not to race guys that are on the playoff bubble. I mean, I would be a little mad if someone came in and ran, took some points away.
Leaders just doored each other once again.
Sounds about right.
I'm not gonna lie, they've been dooring each other quite a bit, but they're keeping it straight. So now the 99 and Jalen Battle in the 24 are in the mix. 99 was able to clear Linus with 20 laps to go.
As we talked about the apron thing, I decided to try it out. Still doesn't.
Rhea fell back to 22nd too. Joe seems to be trying to recover, sitting in 15th after the horrible race he's been having. Jalen's able to clear Linus, but Linus is going to try and cross him over, and he does.
You know, at some point, I wish George would just let me have it. Finally made the pass, only took 10 laps.
Oh, Mark's gonna try and make a pass for the lead. Is he gonna have the tires to do it? No, he's not. That low line's gonna be tough to make a pass.
Yeah, the low line is actually, as of right now, track conditions. I don't know if the track has got hotter or cooler, but the bottom, you can hold it better. You get no speed off the corner.
Well, it seems like Linus is coming back as he dropped to fourth and now he's back up to battling for second. Jalen going to the low side, see if he can make a pass. Ooh, it's a 99 is in the wall. That should give Jalen just enough of a chance to try and squeeze his way up in front. The caution is
As a
out.
caution.
I guarantee you that's the last thing some of these drivers needed. If anybody had, oh, this looks like a. So 78-34 were the start of this apparently. '78 gets to the wall, 34 gets it to him. And there you go. 34 did not lock up his brakes. And drifted back up into track, and basically the 9 got him like that. I always say, lock up your brakes. Oh, everybody's coming down pit road except for 2 drivers. Tristan Rivers and Blake Lothian in the 14. Linus came down. Danny Solo came down. Ooh, this is gonna be good.
And as they are doing that, they definitely know they have made the mistake.
But at this point, you really gotta commit.
Really do. Now, with 15 laps to go, is it go time?
Yes.
So,
Now,
Ross Chastain go time or
front 2, it's just a matter of if you're gonna block, make sure you block good and make sure you hit your marks. And if you miss your mark, just let them go.
yeah, it's definitely going to get a little sketchy. Definitely feel like we're going to have at least one more caution. I think I might actually become aggressive now. Definitely try to fight for really good.
I'm gonna say a 4 wide. James Bowles, I guarantee you took 2 tires.
I took 2 tires.
Now, let's see. 4 wide, turn 3.
3 wide, turn. I'm saying at least 3 wide, turn 2. As you have Tristan and Blake both talking about their mistake.
Not about the mistake, it's how you recover.
Yeah, you know that firsthand.
Oh, yeah. Take a negative and turn it into a positive. Hopefully this might be the final restart.
I'm really hoping so.
12 laps to go, 11 to go once they cross the start finish line, and green flag is out. Away they go. Man, they kind of struggled with that start, but they got going. 14 taking the lead, and away they go. Oh, Linus is gonna get stuck behind that 36. Oh, we got drivers on the wall. We got people ignoring one another. Linus trying to find any gap to try and make a move. They're 3 wide.
The crap. That's Reed just called me out for smoking the mac and cheese car.
They're 3 wide.
And I wrecked it.
Well, let's take a look at Tommy Stanley. Let's go. Actually, you know what? Let's go back and take a look
Someone
at.
doored me. I will say that.
Okay, so into the corner. Okay. The 47, he checks up because of the wall. Not too bad there. Let's see what happened here. Oh, ooh, it was actually Neko between you and Chris. It was Neko that sent you back down. Yeah, there was still like a foot of space between you. And it just sent you into the apron. Well, with these cars, you know they don't like to turn. And away everybody went. I would just like to say you just took out a bubble driver.
Pico?
No. Whoa. No. Let me see here. Isaac.
Oh, to be fair, Isaac should have been up there anyway.
Kiko Garcia is one that's not locked in, but he's kind of secured. Who else? The guy you're racing was Chris. That doored you? That was Chris.
Yes. Which, to be fair, I did make a good pass. Like on the bottom, came up. He just rubbed me. He just pushed me down there.
That's it. We're fired.
I'm blaming it all on Chris.
Thomas has gotten us fired.
When you watch it, Chris, when you watch this, your fault.
Thomas has gotten us fired, folks. Guaranteed.
Now, I do feel bad for Kiko. I mean, I did smoke him a lap before that because of, I want to say, Chris.
It's all Chris's fault.
Isaac could have missed that. He could have stopped. He could have slowed down, but no.
He was right behind.
He has to Isaac things It's all Chris's fault.
He just, he is not happy with you.
Which one?
43.
It's okay.
Oh, we are so fired. He was right behind y'all.
He could have slowed up, man. I'm saying.
No, there was no way.
Baloney. I'm gonna go back and look. He could have slowed down. He already was slowing down. Let's look
Dude,
at this.
these
here.
cars do not turn.
Well, he didn't need to turn. He just had to slow up.
Oh my gosh. 6 laps to go. Absolute chaos.
See,
Erupting.
he had plenty of time. Then he decided to turn down after Kiko. See, all his fault. It's just the lack of talent.
Oh, you gotta love a little friendly banter between one another. On a serious note, they're gonna be going green with 5 to go. This is gonna be really interesting. Because now the 14 is in the lead, but he's restarting from the outside. The 48's behind him. The 16 and 41 are fresh tires, some of the fastest racers this race. Oh boy.
We'll just say that it's payback for him for all the people he hit over the thing. Good news is it did happen in the 6 and the 43, and if you remember Atlanta, the 43 and the 6 had some issues.
We're going back to
I mean, Angel's too nice.
We're getting ready to go back green. This start is really going to dictate the whole thing. Green flag is out.
Look, I wrecked him, and he's still in the same spot he was.
Oh, they sent it 3 wide right off the bat. The 41 made an aggressive move, and he might have made it work.
Oh, yeah, it's go time now.
He has just moved up to second. That was a good move by the 41. And now he is coming. The 14 puts himself to the wall. 41's going to take the lead. That move might have just... Oh, I heard Rex. Oh, big wreck.
Tristan.
I think that all started with the 11 or the 48. Because I saw. Oh, it also, yeah, it started with a 36 and the 11.
Actually,
Chris
all
goes-
started with Chris.
We are not going to put that on Chris. Oh my gosh.
See, Chris, happening again.
Oh, actually. Let's see. Oh, so 17 sends it a little deep. 36 drifts up, hits the 11. Chris gets it to 11. And, man, they sandwiched 3 right there in the middle.
Again. All comes down to Chris.
Yeah, they sandwiched 3 right in the middle, and away everybody went.
All I have to say is relative.
The Laszlo, I believe he's the driver of the 9. He put a smiley face.
Yeah, the 9 definitely.
You know what? You know what? You know what? Just
It's all
because,
Chris's fault. You know what? Just
I
now,
knew
Chris
it.
is gonna win
I
the race.
knew it. I knew you were gonna
Hey,
say that
hey,
too.
hey! It's fine. You know why? Because Chris is gonna watch the broadcast, and it's gonna be good. Okay? He's getting some screen time.
He's still on track.
Yeah, he's still he's setting 19th, wrecking his way up front. God damn it. My bad, Chris. But definitely a good one. I will say Isaac.
Were you on the radio when you said that?
No, I was not. I could. I mean, Chris knows how I am. I will say Isaac, even though he decided to wreck me after wrecking, is setting 17th.
Oh my god.
So it is see, I'm helping people, okay? They hit me, they get better.
Yes, this is your broadcaster speaking. Oh my gosh. So this is gonna be the green white checker attempt.
Yes, this is first of 3. I bet
We're
you
gonna
we
need
use
all
three.
Yep.
I am curious to see who actually makes it through. And kind of saves it. You know, just saying, before all that, I only had a 4X. So, way too many people ran into me. You know who you are out there.
Well, here we go.
Now, you did say the 41 and the 16 were dooring each other a lot.
Yeah, they were.
They both are still at a 0X.
Well, yeah, because they've been scraping. It hasn't been like solid contact. It's just been like, you know, when you're just like in the corner drifting up a little too much, like that kind of contact. It hasn't been like you and Chris contact.
Nope, that wasn't even me and Chris. That was Chris. He straight turned down on me. He didn't like the fact that the 6 was getting better. He was just like, bam.
All right, we're getting ready for the first attempt of a green white checker. This is gonna be a crazy restart guaranteed. And away they go. Green flag is out. Jalen gets a really good restart.
3 wide. Jalen.
Oh,
not Jalen.
they're correcting.
Jaxon Carr.
Seems like Jaxon was going for a gap, and the 23 decided to try and close it. Oh no, he was there. 23 just comes down.
He was there.
Oh, and yeah, oh man, you know someone who has been involved in so many wrecks. The 51, man.
Yes. He really has, but I will say I am really as I say that he has been DQ'd.
Yeah, like I said, he's been involved in a lot of incidents today.
I will say, even though my car is wrecked, still had the best looking one out there.
And you know what's the crazy part? Is ooh, so you know what's gonna happen here is Blake's gonna end up restarting second. Jalen's gonna be on the inside. That's gonna help Jalen, and that's gonna put an issue on Linus because I'm not gonna lie, Linus has had so many issues on these restarts because he's getting stuck behind Blake.
Yes. Yes. I mean, I will say, Rhea did pick Daniel Homer, correct?
Yeah, to try and Get a win
winning
for
for Penske.
yeah.
I know Jeff Weimer's in 22nd. He's been kind of having some issues. The 22 is him and Josh have been very quiet this race.
Jaxon Carr
Haven't
missed
been.
his road and he is reversing.
You got to do what you got to do, man. I will say, Isaac Wilson sitting 15th, so
he
he can
actually
he can stop his babiness.
actually Jaxon Carr
Right, calling you out.
actually Jaxon Carr decided I'm going to pit, and then last second he said nope, not going to pit.
I will say, you know who is having a surprising run right now? Joey Maines. Only has a 4X. Doesn't look like he's hit the wall a lot, so that's an advantage.
All right, do you think we'll get in attempt number 2?
Hands down.
Let's see. Green flag about to happen. Attempt number 2. Let's see. Got Blake on the outside with older tires. Line is right behind him. Inside, you got Rodrigo Novas on the inside and Jalen Battle on the inside as well. So, crazy restart coming right up. Coming to the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out.
Really good jump for the 41 again.
And Jalen was able to clear the 14. Ooh, as they are wrecking. But we are still green. It is still green. They take the white flag. This is coming to the line. It's a battle between the 41, 24, and Linus in the 16. But I don't think they're going to have the pace to catch the 41. '99 looking to make a move on the 16. Oh, is he going to get him? No, he's... Oh, that's close. Rodrigo, your winner. Jalen second, and I believe Linus got third. There was a lot of action to unpack there, but wow. A lot went on in that last lap. As I think James was trying to make a pre-run and accidentally turned Linus. Now, before we do our interviews, let's take a look at this restart. Where did all I saw 38. Oh, the 42 comes up into the 38. What happened? Oh, I think that was the 43 of Isaac Wilson that got into the back of the 45. Turns him. Oh, he got DQ'd. Wow. Kiko got DQ'd as well. Wow, that's a lot. I will say 22 and 48 on the 14 had a really good last lap battle right here. That was a lot to unravel.
A lot to unravel, and your race winner will have a translator. Roberto Moda, driver of the 23, is going to help translate your race winner of the 41 car tonight from Portuguese to English.
Alrighty, we're gonna, let's see, third place finisher first will be Linus. Let me bring Linus up. Oh, well, you got him.
I do.
Alrighty. Well, hello, Mr. Linus.
Or we could just call him Mr. OK, question mark.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
see
the
it-
broadcast
I
can't
it
see that, so they don't know what you're talking about. But I mean, the broadcasters do, but the people watching the broadcast don't really
No, they don't.
know what you're on about.
They
so
don't, but it's all good.
Well,
It's all fun and games.
I know those last couple of restarts must have been frustrating with the older lap tires right in front of you, and then caution seemed to come out at the worst possible times for you, putting you right back behind them. How were those restarts, and what was your plan to try and get around them?
I mean, I had pretty much, or well, I can say definitely had the best long run pace tonight. So with all those cautions at the end, that obviously wasn't ideal for me. But you know, you just got to be aggressive, like you saw on that first green and white checkered. I dropped back to fourth, and then they slid up a little bit, so I got underneath them. I was about to be second on the back straight, and they're wrecked for what, 20th. So I got to restarting fourth, and same deal again. You get to start behind the guy starting second, so obviously you're going to get a bit worse restart, and then you just have to send it. Thankfully, it was good enough for a top three. If we had a long run to the end, I probably could have battled with Rodrigo, but he had way too fast short run pace today. So, I mean, I'm still happy with the top three.
Definitely, you're definitely one of the fastest drivers out there, and sure enough, the wrecks did occur at the worst possible moments. I know the frustration just because I have been in that at one point or another. Now, overall, how was the track state and how were the cars handling? Were they loose, tight?
They were a bit tighter because we have the limited fuel load. It felt like they were a little bit tighter than what official has been this week and the race I did just before this one. The temp was a little bit higher though, so I guess that helped. But then again, we didn't get the long runs, and it's towards the end of the run. Either you're gonna get loose or you're gonna get super tight, and you probably saw that on the first run, where I kind of backed off a bit and dropped back to like 6th or 7th. And then after 15 laps, when people started getting too tight, I'd worked my tires so I could get it a little bit looser, and I just drove past them and took off. Which is how I won the first stage. But with the fuel load that we have at 60%, I'm actually quite surprised at how well the cars handled, because after all the officials I've done this week and some of the racing, I was afraid that 60% was going to make these cars super tight. But for some reason it didn't, and we ended up having a great race, and I had a fun night, so I guess that's good.
You sound surprised. Nah, but on a serious note, the race today was actually pretty entertaining and one of the cleaner races that we've had throughout this season.
I don't
At
know
least
about
to
all
start
that.
with.
Yeah,
What?
to start. Yeah.
Well, no, like even when I say cleaner races and stuff like that, caution-wise, it wasn't. But if you look from an entertaining standpoint, it was a pretty entertaining race.
Yeah, I mean, you could, especially once you started getting the intermittent off strategy pit stops, where you had some guys on fresh, some guys on old, and you had a lot of passing going on, and that sort of stuff. I'm sure. I'm excited to see the broadcast tomorrow, so I'm sure that it looked entertaining anyway. So to see. Yep.
No, and I mean, Linus, in general, you're one of the faster racers out there. I mean, I've had the privilege to race against you in multiple series, and
do you
for
call that a
while.
privilege though, or is that just? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, he's all good.
He's never. We've never wrecked each other, so I can honestly say it has been or at least I don't think we've wrecked one another.
I mean, I've wrecked a lot of people, and I've been wrecked by a lot of people, but I
Yeah.
can tell you it's only been 3 times that I wrecked someone on purpose. So, and I don't think you were one of those 3.
It was me all 3 times, I promise.
No, I only think one of those was in this league even, so I think we're good. But it's all fun and games, especially when you get with people like, Rodrigo and Battle and Gonzalez and all those up there at the end.
Yeah,
It's just full send for the last couple of laps, and
yeah.
I thought for sure we were going to wreck several times, but you get, you expect people to slide up, but some guys know how to hold their line, and when you get side by side with them, and they're able to actually hold it, and you're able to hold it, or if you get loose and into them, they don't just spin out, so you can race in a whole different way against those people, and that's what makes this just that extra bit more fun.
Oh, for sure.
To be able to push that bit harder.
I have always said that it's one thing to just race aggressive. It's another thing to race aggressive / clean and have trust with the drivers you're around. Like, I know certain drivers that I absolutely trust is like you, Marcus, Jalen. Me and Jalen have had some amazing battles, and it's absolutely fun when you can really send it in there. The guy on the outside is gonna give you just the inch of room that you're gonna need, and you can really.
And the 12 car for sure every time. Yep.
But
hey, what are you trying to say here?
I've never had issues with you.
I know. I'm just messing around, man.
I can honestly say, in general, I've never truly had issues with the driver. Shout out to Movi. But no,
well, you have to get onto our other guys, though.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, because I know Moda and Rodrigo,
Yeah.
the time zones. But Linus, shout
Yeah.
out to you and shout out to the awesome racing.
Any shout outs you want to give before you go? Like Forza Sports and all those guys?
No, it's actually Bright
Oh,
Esports
that's right.
these
My bad.
days.
I apologize.
Overpower, Trash Car Customs, Picked Last, you guys for putting on the show. There's one more sponsor. Hang on. Oi Drinks. That's it. Big shout out to them. And then obviously all my teammates and everybody else who raced clean. And congratulations again to Rodrigo. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name. So.
We're gonna have to ask him. We're gonna have to get that cleared up here in a minute.
Yeah.
All right, Linus. Well, have a good night over there, and we'll see you.
Yeah, I'm
soon.
off to do a broadcast, so I'm not going to sleep yet.
Oh, okay.
Send me
All
the
right.
link.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. All right. Next we have Jalen coming up in here. He finished P2 in that number 24 Raptor Hendrick Motorsports machine. And Francisco, what do you got for him?
Jalen, you got a copy?
10-4. Got you guys.
All right, Jalen. Well, I will say you got set up pretty nicely with those last few cautions. I was talking with Linus, and I was mentioning how he got stuck behind the guy with older tires. Were you hoping that you would be behind the guy with fresher tires, or what was your strategy on those last couple cautions?
I don't know. We had a really fast Raptor Camaro, but we really didn't have anything on the short run. I felt like our car really didn't come in till about 10 laps after the run it got going, and guys that started wearing their stuff out, and we could really kind of move around and right at the top with some momentum. So really those last few restarts, I was just trying to like go to the lane and then trying to clear myself. So I guess we got fortunate that we didn't have to worry about older tires in front of us. I guess we just got a little lucky there with the lane choices. But yeah, no. So solid day. P2 is fine. I kind of wish I would have went green there at the end. I think I was riding fourth or something there, but I really do feel like we had a better chance on a long run. The restart, it was just so hard to pass the first few laps of a restart because you just have to ride the top a certain way and you can slide job people, but you might wreck yourself doing it. So it was just so tight. But I mean, I can't complain too much about second place, especially from last week. So
now with this track and the temp and everything, did it seem that running the Highline would save your tires better, or was it the inside?
I'm not too sure. I think it was I think maybe the inside was still gonna save you a bit of tire. At least for me, I just consistently had better tire wear than my teammates, and I was just kind of riding and kind of letting everyone kind of really like ride the fence. I was just kind of trying to stay like a half a car length off the top. So I think the inside was probably where you're going to save tire, but the outside was just so fast you would lose so much track position. It wasn't really viable to do that. So that's kind of Kansas for you. This track is pretty fun for the most part if you can get a long run, but I'll take it.
Fair enough, Jalen. Now, I do know that me and you have raced quite a bit. Now, the side-by-side action was... I want to bring this up because I was seeing it quite a bit. Was netcode an issue or that you were noticing?
Not from my end, not from my point of view. This week up front, it was a little better, honestly, than it has been for a while, with everyone kind of being patient and there being give and take. I know there was probably a little bit more chaos back in the back of the field, but it didn't seem like too big of an issue. I was able to run side by side. Running side by side was a little difficult though, right? Because the guy on the inside is going to push up and they have to lift. So it was more challenging than most weeks. So netcode was probably an issue for some of the other drivers in the back, but for us, it was pretty good. Cleaner was really important, and just outside lane was trying a way to go there. So
fair enough. Now, is there anybody you'd like to shout out and congratulate?
Yeah, just shout out to the HMS guys. I think we had a really good solid showing there. I think the 77 got back up to the top 10 there, and so did the 48. So really good for those guys. We're coming to kind of like rally off of different strategies there, and I don't know. I think that's about it, honestly. Hopefully we can go next week. I don't know where we're going next week. What is it, Darlington?
Yes, it is.
Hmm. So yeah, just get ready and prepare for next week. So yeah, thanks guys.
All right, we appreciate you taking the time to talk to us, and we'll go ahead and get you back to your team and celebrate.
Yep, thanks guys.
All right, next up we got our race winner for back-to-back weeks. Haven't seen someone do that in quite some time. I love to mess with Rhea, so I'm gonna say just like me. So
Well, I mean, Rodrigo, not only was it his first Cup Series start in ISNF last season, last week, but so this was his number 2. So he is averaging first. He's averaging P1 in the Cup Series right now. Just an amazing accomplishment already, just starting off inside the ISNF Cup Series. Obviously there is a little language barrier here. We do have Roberto Moda in here to translate. But first of all, I want to say congratulations, Rodrigo. I do want to figure out how to pronounce your last name so we can go forward pronouncing it properly. But obviously, congratulations on another stellar finish. Did you think you had something for them, or was it truly a battle up front?
Hello, guys. The last name of Rodrigo is Novaes.
Novaes, okay.
Exactly. And Rodrigo prepared some one text, and he wants to read it. If it's not a problem for you guys.
no, go right ahead, my friend.
Okay, I'm going to.
Okay, here we go. Look, my daughter calls me Rodrigo Novis, my daughter, because she heard some Americans say my name and found the pronunciation beautiful. Um, I had a really tough race. I would like to thank everyone for the race. My first stage, I started to save fuel, but we had a yellow one and it ended me. In the second stage, I was a little more aggressive and I pushed the laps a little more. I tried to wear tires, sorry, more to get around the corners better. And I had a good result. In the end, the dispute and head with Linus was incredible. He is very strong drive, and it was a pleasure to race with this guy. He was right at the limit. I believe driver at the limit and the rating. Clean and with an honest competitive spirit. On Monday, I have the Brazilian championship, and I appreciate the class I had here today, especially the practice tips from James Bowles. And thank you all very much, and hope to learn English some son.
Yes, and I appreciate you as well. Thank you for the kind words. It's a pleasure having you in the league as well, and I definitely wish you more luck in the future. It sounds to me, or it appears to me, that you definitely have a full-time ride now, driving the Stewart Haas 41 machine. So that congratulations on landing that ride as well for the duration of the season. I wish you nothing but luck over there, especially now that you're carrying the Ford banner. I personally love Ford, so racking up some more wins for Ford the rest of the season. Go for it, buddy. I stand behind you all the way. And we look forward to seeing you next week. If there's any shout outs you would like to give to any sponsors, family members, friends, whatever, now's the time to do so. And then we'll let you go enjoy the rest of your night and have a chance to celebrate.
Ela estava a dizer que agradece por ter estado, por teres feito a corrida, por estares no carro 41 e que é um gosto ter-te aqui no campeonato.
Eu agradeço de coração e realmente muito obrigado por terem me aceitado aqui. Eu sempre vou agradecer por isso e é muito gratificante estar com todo tipo de piloto de toda nacionalidade. Muito obrigado.
He feels so grateful to be here and want to say thank you for everyone and that's it.
Yeah, no problem. All right, guys, have a great night. We'll talk to you again hopefully next week.
Okay, thank you.
All right,
Thank you, Ria.
Yep. All right, that was the winner there of the race and out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. So that's pretty cool, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, like I said, he's been pretty dominant these past 2 races. Like yours truly. I just have to throw that little mark.
Oh my gosh! Would you stop?
I had to.
How many times do you have to, though? That's the only question.
For anybody that that's still in the broadcast, Rhea has always called me Mr. Narcissistic. So
for good
now,
reason too.
You know what? Now introductions, I shall come on as this is your broadcaster, Mr. Narcissistic, Francisco. I have to. But no, honestly, it was a really, like I said, it was an entertaining race. For the most part, awesome racing. The end could have been cleaner, to be honest, but I mean, when everybody's battling for a win, trying to lock themselves in, solid performances.
I agree.
Chris is gonna love the broadcast, by the way.
Chris.
Thomas was
Dude, Chris wrecked 3 times in front of me, and I had nowhere to go all 3 times. And we had 5 to go, and I'm just like, let's go. And he's too busy wrecking 3 times in front of me. You know, as much as I really like Chris and everything, I guess it was just the wrong place at the wrong time for him to be getting loose and all over the place and hitting everybody. But yeah, it was kind of hairy there. I got some damage, but I was able to limp my way to P17, dodge that last GWC wreck, and was able to stay high along with Casey. We were able to get right on past that. But yeah, do you want to go over the final results? I'm pulling them up right now, so if you wanted to get started on the top 20, I can go on from there.
Sure thing. We got our race winner back-to-back, Rodrigo Novaes. I believe I pronounced that correctly.
Yep.
Second place, Jalen Battle in the 24. Had to battle his way through that, no pun intended. Right there at the end to get around some older tires. Linus Brostrom, as he mentioned, he got stuck behind the older tires, was not the fastest on the shorter run, but definitely was a strong car throughout the day. Mark Gonzalez, you know, we really didn't talk about him today, but he sure did show up towards the end in the 99. Daniel Homer, he made a really good 3-wide pass to get himself up to the top 5. Christian Delgado, he had a solid performance today, finishing 6th. James Bowles in the 48, finishing 7th. Brian Chu in that 54. Brian Chu, one of my favorite drivers. Didn't give him the broadcaster's curse today. Finishing 8th. Blake Lothian in the 14, finishing 9th. Roberto Moda in the 23, finishing 10th. Tristan Rivers in the 36, finishing 11th. Joey Maines finishing 12th, and I know he did get caught up in a couple of wrecks in that 42. Joshua Grasso in the 38, finishing 13th. Chris Van Maastricht, 17th, finishing 14th. One of the admins for this league. We love you, Chris. Marcus Hagman in the 10, finishing 15th. Casey Tomlinson, you know, playing it safe all race. Came home 16th. Rhea Ferris in the 12, finishing 17th. Cody McCorkle in the 45, finishing 18th. Next up, we got Michael Hagstrom in the 15th, finishing 19th. Danny Solo in the 4, finishing 20th. And take it away, Rhea.
We got Shane Griffin subbing for Derek Cook tonight in 21st in that 7 machine. We got Jaxon Carr coming home 22nd. He's our secondary, I guess, hometown hero to Christian Delgado, who is the hometown hero. But Jaxon Carr bringing it home 22nd tonight. Jeff Weimer got caught up in a couple late incidents. He's your first car 1 lap down, brings it home 23rd. Mike Iskandar with some bad luck as well there mid-race, brings it home 24th. Isaac Wilson, 25th tonight. I would say he definitely ranks first for amount of wines in the Discord, however. Kiko Garcia, P26, got DQ'd out with Isaac due to some lack of talent. And then you've got Johnny Castle, who got killed 12 different times tonight. I think I lost count somewhere mid-race. It was at least 12 or 13 times he got killed by that point. He brings it home 27th. Joe Grijalva, P28, definitely got wiped out on his own tiers a couple of times as well. George Kovacic, P11. Tommy Stanley with some bad luck there, lost some talent, getting down on the apron, taking out a couple of cars with them, brings it on P30 in the Guardians of Galaxy machine. Bob Wyckoff, who had a strong run the first half of the race, lost talent the last half and came home 31st. Rosa Laszlo from Hungary brings it home 32nd. Eugene Thorne out of Canada, 33rd tonight. And Charles Roberson, he had connection issues and then got caught up in some people's garbage there mid-race. He brings it home tail end of the field, P34. And that will round it up. Your very highly opinionated league owner, Rhea Ferris, right here as I speak. And hey, it is what it is, right?
Ain't that the truth?
Don't hold back. Full send or no send, baby.
Nah. You see, that's why I don't get in wrecks. I don't full send. I just take my time and patiently, talk about the topics. But I mean, overall, first half of the race, fun. Had a little wrecks here and there, bad. Came back, a little bit of run, good, and then green white checkers, bad. But overall, I mean, a lot of new faces I haven't had the chance to race with much in this league. But for the majority pop, there's still a lot of drivers I race day in and day out. Linus, Marcus, Jalen, Casey, Josh, Angel, Brian.
Me, the best of the best. Yeah,
yeah, I mean, Jaxon Carr is another one I've raced with. There's a lot of talent in the field. Over aggression
but not a
at
lot
the
of give
beginning.
and take.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. And when I talk about over aggression, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm one that will get annoyed if you take it 3 wide early on because it's like, why? But at the same time, if I get a run, I will take it 3 wide. The biggest thing when I say over aggression is if you're going to be aggressive, hold your line, give just a little bit of space to the drivers above, and trust the drivers above you to hold their line. You can make a 3 wide situation work. It's just a matter if you can do your part and the drivers above you can hold their part. Now, typically the sandwich in the middle, the ham in the middle is what usually where one comes down too much or you come up too much. That's where the issue occurs. So that's what I mean by over aggression is be smart with your moves. Know who you're making the moves on. The 41 made a brilliant move, and I love that 3 wide move he made on the restart to get cleared and potentially win this race, to be honest, because if not, he was going to get stuck behind the old tire car. So there's a lot of factors that come into winning races here, finishing good and having solid performances.
Yeah, and Stuart Haas, yet another win, another mark in the W column, if you will. I don't know if you had a chance to show your audience the rest of the charts that I had made prior, but Stuart Haas leading the way with the most wins here in the current season, season 5. So congratulations to them on a remarkable season so far. Every car has seen victory lane so far this season, with the exception of the 4 car driven by Danny Solo. So 3 out of their 4 cars have seen victory lane this season. So congratulations to them. Stellar performance. And then guys like Linus and Jalen definitely bringing up their averages for Kansas. So we'll have to take a look at them for a pick 6 when we come back to Kansas another time. Next week we have Darlington. It is a throwback race. There'll be some bonus points, I guess, thrown around for that if drivers compete in vehicles that have specific paint schemes. Tommy, I know, and Chris, as well as Jerry, will be working on that this week. I will be out next week. It's Mother's Day, and I'll be in Ohio. So I will gather all the materials necessary for you guys to go on air, but I will not be in the race or in the booth. But you guys have fun over there at the track. The track too tough to tame. Say that 3 times twice. But guys, I'm out of here. I got to get up in a little while and go to work. So I've got to get to bed.
Alrighty, well, that is going to conclude our broadcast as well. So we appreciate everybody taking the time to be here and watching the stream. If you are not already a subscriber, hit that subscribe button, share it, and spread the love. We appreciate everybody coming by, and we shall see you all next week.